Welcome to today's Explainer. Get ready, because today we are putting 3 active Amazon product listings right under the microscope. We're going to uncover the exact optimization tactics and, honestly, the absolute conversion-killing pitfalls that are happening in e-commerce right this second. We are looking at the good, the bad, and the outright confusing. Our goal? To translate raw market data and real listing reports into crystal-clear strategies that you can take and apply to your own storefronts immediately. Let's dive in.
Okay, I want you to think about this staggering number for a second. Over 10 million rupees. That is the estimated monthly revenue for just one of the products we're going to examine today. But here's the absolute kicker. This product, it's completely generic, and its listing is, frankly, terribly optimized. It breaks almost every single rule of good e-commerce design, yet it's still pulling in massive numbers. So how is that even possible? And more importantly, how much more money are they just leaving on the table? We'll hold that thought, because we're going to solve that exact mystery in our third case study. But first, we really need to start with the basics.
Let's build from the ground up with Case 1, the loofah mistakes.
So we're looking at a diagnostic report for a new seller in the UAE market. They're selling a loofah bath glove under the brand name Value Aura. But right out of the gate, their visual presentation has some massive failures. You know the rule, right? On Amazon, your images are your storefront window. It's that crucial first touch point. Well, this seller's main image is super low resolution. Worse than that, they haven't even edited it professionally. There's literally a random distracting black thread visible right in the primary photo. Plus, they give us absolutely zero-dimensional context. Are these gloves meant for adults? Are they for kids? We have no idea. And honestly, perhaps the biggest sin for a bath product, there are no lifestyle images at all. Look, if you're selling an organic loofah, you've got to show it in action. Show someone actually using it with some rich, foamy soap. Show off that natural, organic texture. If you fail to invest in high-quality, context-rich images, you're basically failing to convince the customer to even click.
Now, mixed in with all those visual failures, this listing actually hands us a brilliant learning opportunity about how to handle promotions. The seller made a really dangerous mistake on their images by slapping the word free in huge text to promote an extra pad they include. Just a heads up, slapping free on your images is strictly against Amazon's guidelines. Do that and you will eventually get your listing penalized or totally suppressed. But contrast that against what they did in their title. It's a brilliant tactic. Instead of using the forbidden free keyword, they expertly wove the phrase includes bonus loofah pad directly into the title. That is textbook best practice. It communicates the exact same value proposition to the customer, but it keeps you perfectly safe and compliant within the platform's rules.
And that brings us to a really crucial point, understanding how your customers actually think. This seller stuffed their title with physical descriptions like pink trim, but think about it for a second. When you go online to buy a bath exfoliator, are you typing pink trim into the search bar? No way. Customers search for solutions to their problems. They're searching for things like dead skin removal or loofah for glowing skin. The seller completely missed the mark on search intent. You absolutely have to rethink your keywords to match the customer's desired outcome, not just the physical specs of the item. Because of these cumulative errors, this listing earned a pretty dismal rating of just 1 out of 10 in our analysis.
All right, moving right along to Case 2, the cluttered plates.
So, these plastic party plates are generating about 10,000 rupees a month, and they actually have a decent niche rank. That shows some genuine product potential, right? But the listing itself is suffering heavily from overwhelming visual clutter. The seller tried to communicate all of the product's features by plastering heavy, tiny text over confusing pictures of food that actually block the view of the plates. This brilliantly illustrates what we call the missing magic. Instead of writing a whole paragraph about how the plates are unbreakable, why not show an animation graphic of the plate bouncing off a floor? If it's lightweight, don't just type out lightweight, show a comparison shot of the plate bouncing on a feather. If it's dishwasher or microwave safe, visually prove it by showing the plate inside those appliances. Show, don't just tell. E-commerce requires that visual proof to create real brand magic.
And you know, that lack of visual clarity bleeds right into their text formatting too. They just crammed everything together. Easy to carry, reusable, BPA-free. It's a run-on sentence that is frankly exhausting for a shopper to read. Compare that to an optimized version. Easy to carry, pipe, reusable, pipe, BPA-free. By simply using proper piping and spacing, the readability absolutely skyrockets. It instantly looks more professional, premium, and above all, trustworthy.
But wait, the absolute worst offense on these plastic plates? It's hidden in their back-end alt text. The seller engaged in some wildly desperate keyword stuffing. They loaded the backend with completely irrelevant keywords, just hoping to catch random traffic. I mean, they included words like steel, glass, puja, and even Diwali kit. Seriously? A Diwali kit for basic plastic plates? Remember, these are plastic. If someone searches for a steel plate and clicks on this listing, there is zero chance they're going to buy a plastic one. All this does is drive unconverting traffic to the listing, which signals to the algorithm that people don't like the product. And ultimately, that causes the platform to stop sending traffic altogether. It's a textbook example of a strategy massively backfiring, resulting in yet another 1 out of 10 rating.
Which brings us to our final and honestly most fascinating subject. Case 3, the flawed high earner.
Remember that staggering 10 million rupees a month number from the beginning of this explainer? Well, this is the product. It's a generic gyro ball wrist trainer. Basically, it's a fitness accessory you spin to build forearm strength. Everyone is selling this exact same generic product under dozens of different brand names. Yet this specific listing is absolutely crushing it in sales. Look at this mind-blowing data juxtaposition. In its highly specific strength training niche, it ranks at number 3, pulling in roughly 10 million rupees a month. But the listing itself, it earned a diagnostic rating of just 2 out of 10. The raw demand for this unique gadget is simply overpowering the seller's sloppy presentation. But let's take a closer look at just how bad this presentation is, because it proves a massive point.
Just take a look at the text they plastered directly onto one of their main product images to compare their product to competitors. It literally says, "Bad, unhealthy plastic. Feels bad." I mean, what? It's utter gibberish. It makes zero grammatical sense. This is a clear-cut case of a seller using AI to generate text, but providing a terrible prompt. The golden rule of AI is simple, folks. Poor input equals poor output. Instead of convincing the customer of the product's premium quality, this nonsensical text just creates total confusion and completely damages brand trust.
And the sloppy errors, they don't stop there. The title starts off okay, but then it just devolves into a keyword-stuffed word salad at the end. And their bullet points, which, okay, to their credit, do use all-caps headers, a solid best practice, they confuse the buyer by claiming it comes with a gift box, but they never actually show the box. Is the standard packaging just nice, or is there an actual separate gift box? We have no clue. Worst of all, the rich A+ content at the bottom of the page features images of completely different gyro balls that don't even match the main product. There's absolutely no brand uniformity. So yes, they are making massive revenue right now, but their lack of clarity means they are leaving incredible amounts of money on the table. If they just fixed these basic flaws, their conversion rates would skyrocket.
And that brings us to the big takeaway here, the opportunity, the new algorithm shift.
Here is how everything we just talked about builds into a highly actionable strategy for you. Search algorithms are currently undergoing massive shifts, integrating brand new AI ranking rules. The old ways of just coasting on historical momentum and stuffing keywords, those days are dying. And when the algorithm changes, it shakes up the entire established hierarchy. This creates a massive opening for us. If you can adapt to the new AI ranking rules by building fully optimized, visually rich listings that actually answer customer intent, provide clear visual proof, and maintain perfect brand uniformity, you can easily dethrone these established, lazy competitors. That gyro ball seller? They are incredibly vulnerable. They're sitting up at the top with a 2 out of 10 listing, just waiting for a smart seller like you to come in and steal their market share.
Which brings us to the final, most important question you need to ask yourself today. Is your listing ready to beat the top sellers? I want you to look at your own e-commerce store with the exact same critical eye we use today. Are you showing lifestyle imagery? Are your titles clean and readable? Are you actually speaking to your customers' search intent? This upcoming algorithm shift is your moment to capitalize. Take these optimization tactics, fix those hidden pitfalls, and go claim your spot at the very top. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy optimizing.